You're watching Nilbog Public Television. Keep NPT on the air by donating at our fundraiser during the Nilbog Community Square Dance Competition. Next up is Veggie Heaven with Sandra Snide.
Hello, and welcome back to Veggie Heaven. I'm Sandra Snide, and with me in the kitchen today is newly arrived resident Michael Waits. Welcome to Nilbog, Michael.
Well, I'm glad to be here. My family and I are looking forward to the joy and wonderful community of Nilbog. Everyone here is just so friendly.
Have you actually met anyone in Nilbog yet?
Well, no, but I'm assuming everyone is nice and hospitable.
Well, you know what they say about hospitality, don't you?
No, I don't.
You can't piss on it.
No, I hadn't heard that before.
So, today we'll be showing you how to turn your boring old corn on the cob into a family favorite and then make popcorn so sexy again. First, we'll need a family.
Well, you can use mine. We love popcorn.
Oh, no, dearie. Your time is not yet, but will come soon enough. We'll be using the Hendersons today. Now, dear Mr. Henderson, will you please take your family and put them into this boiling pot of water and eat this yummy, yummy food.
Okie dokie.
There we go. Now we'll just wait until you turn into vegetables and...
We interrupt this television broadcast. The double-decker bologna sandwich has come into possession of a spooky ghost, who plans to deliver it to the boy from the prophecy. All residents of Nilbog are to report to the chapel immediately. And now, Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies by bad movie lovers for bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin, and I'm going to do that on the end of every sentence because it's different.
Dragging it out.
Drag. Yeah, Troll 2. Whoa, it's a big one. It's one of the most revered, shitty movies ever made.
Possibly the the most unintentionally funny movie that has ever been made.
Could be. You got the three big ones, which I would consider this one, The Room, and a lot of people are still... Birdemic's really fucking funny. I think it stinks.
Birdemic is really hard to watch.
Really hard to watch.
I don't like that movie.
No, it's just too... but this used to top. This used to be number one on the bottom 100, like, for a long time, and then people got the buzz about it, and then there was a documentary, Worst Bad Movie Ever.
Best worst movie.
Best worst movie. And then people just fell in love with it and started uprating it, which now it's out of the 100. It's completely out of the 100.
It's when it skyrocketed from a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes to a 6.
Ooh, zounds. Yeah. One guy is just clicking that button going, like.
I thought that, well, when did Super Babies come out? Was that 90s?
Yeah, I think so. Like
I thought it was like
2001,
though.
Somewhere around the turn of the century.
It was only eclipsed. It got taken over by Super Babies. And then I think it's also, Super Babies is still the longest run on the bottom spot.
Well, it's still like number 2.
And I don't know that, what's the one with Stephen Dorff and Drea De Matteo that's Deuces Wild?
Deuces Wild.
What is that a remake of?
Don't know. I've never seen it. Can't tell you.
Well,
that's riveting.
I think it might have actually held bottom longer than Troll 2.
Maybe. Troll 2 was kind of a flash in the wind before people were like, what the fuck is this? Holy shit, I love it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's a big one, and we're glad to have it here, and I'm sure we will get many downloads on this episode because it's so treasured. It's almost like Deadly Prey, like, it tops a lot of lists as far as stinkers. I don't know if it's in my Hall of Fame. I'm pulling the trigger on a Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's in either of your guys' Hall of Fame.
It is in mine. But it's lower. But it's also one that I think is sort of universal. So many different types of bad movie, like, viewers have all seen this one, whether you like the Mommy Dearests or the action. Pretty much everyone's seen Troll 2.
Yeah. Jackie, initial thoughts on Troll 2 before we get going?
I have seen this.
You have? Yeah.
Yes, and I liked it.
Good.
But, second time around, sometimes I will watch things twice, and then I'll be like, wow, no, I don't know what I was thinking the first time. So I'm going into this one with an open mind.
Okay.
This will be 5 times for me.
Woo, 5-timer. That's a lot. I don't know
Yeah.
if I've ever heard you say about an episode 5 times. Like Delta Force, I think you said you saw like 60 times.
Well, I've seen,
but,
when Biggles, I don't even know
yeah.
how many times I watched
Okay,
Biggles.
5
but
times is a lot of times for
yeah.
our stinkers. It's the 3rd of July today.
Today,
In the past. Because we release a week behind when we record. So this is going to be interesting because it's the 3rd of July. I have no intentions of not drinking today. I'm going to drink all fucking day. Now, I am drinking Miller Lite.
So it's like you're not drinking at all.
It's not like I'm really drinking very heavily, but we'll see how this goes. The last time one of us got drunk on the podcast was when we did Near Dark, and Sam could barely comprehend what was happening. So
The guy.
it's the guy.
It's the guy.
Right. So we'll see what happens today. But I got some listener feedback.
Oh, I know you people love me, and I love you too.
New fan, Brack the Barbarian on Twitter, at Brack the Barbarian. I hope it's Brack from Space Ghost. Yeah, I hope it's that Brack. Like Brack gets a loincloth and a sword and goes, "Ha!" and storms the castle. That would be fun. He says regarding The Last Dragon that it's one of his favorite guilty cinematic pleasures. So thanks for that comment, Brack the Barbarian. Next up, Martini Shark shared something with us. Good fan, Martini Shark. Apparently he's got a child. Didn't know that. But he says the young one was playing Zombie Catchers, which looks like a tap-tap game, so you might want to check that out, Jackie. And he just earned this guy, and it's a picture of Zombie Chopper, or Chopper Zombie. It's like a zombie wearing a prison inmate outfit, but his hat is a helicopter.
Okay, what?
You want to see the picture?
Yeah.
I'll put it up on the website for everybody. It's a little. I don't know if he's like a bee or
That looks
what.
like the Mexican bee from The Simpsons had a love child with SpongeBob.
Yeah, kind of SpongeBobby. He says when you get that achievement, get to the chopper. So
Oh.
yeah, thanks for that, Martini Shark. It all comes back around. On our website, also new listener Ben. I don't have any more information about Ben. He's just a guy that commented on our website. He says, I hate to be that guy, but the Mike you kept calling Best is Mike Starr.
Mike Starr.
Yeah, not Mike Best.
Mike Best. I have another I'm wrong idiot. Or
Okay, that
missed
was a
the
you're
boat
wrong idiot.
after we do the Mike Starr thing, which was a fuck up.
Sorry, Mike Starr.
Considerably. Sorry.
Who's Mike Best? Is he the
There
bass
isn't
player
any-
for Def Leppard?
It's like, I don't know. I don't know if there's any best.
Well, he's definitely.
You're the best.
If he plays the bass for
Nobody's
Def
gonna ever get you
Leppard,
down.
he is not the best.
No.
Nobody's the best in Def Leppard. We need-
You're the best one-armed drummer.
no, I bet you there's better. That guy stinks.
Uh,
I could play the drums with my forehead better than that guy could. Anyways, go ahead, Sam.
in regards to The Last Dragon, didn't put together the fact that Julius Carey III is Lord fucking Bowler in Briscoe County Jr.
Yes.
Jesus.
Also, listener feedback brought to our attention from our good fan Vandiver on Facebook. I forgot to include that because it came out after I wrote this email to myself.
You got to say it right.
What?
Yeah, he would totally be an 80s rock band hair thing.
I bet you Vandiver is a better drummer than the guy from Def Leppard. Yeah, absolutely right.
I
Briscoe
watched
County
that
Jr.
show religiously. I will share this story because I mentioned that it was up there when I just messaged him back immediately because I was so mortified for missing that. And I was like, oh shit, fuck. It was it's a toss up between that and Sledgehammer. And I think Sledgehammer is actually my favorite show of the youth. And the reason that I didn't write a letter to Fox is because of how poorly it went with when Sledgehammer was canceled. I forced my mother to write a letter to the network demanding that they put Sledgehammer back on the air. And I was such an ass about it that I made her use a manual typewriter to do it. And I told her that they wouldn't take us seriously if she hand wrote it. And so when Briscoe gets canceled, even though it had better ratings than we have to pick between the X-Files. No, you can have both shows, Fox.
Right.
They're so stupid with
They
all
are
of
so
their,
dumb.
oh no, we got to cancel the Robot Cop show because Sleepy Hollow is so popular. No, you canceled both of them.
Yeah, they're both done.
They're both done. The following up, you put it off the air too. So they're always canceling good shows. Even though I thought that only Robot Cop and Briscoe County were good of the ones I've mentioned. At that point I was hardened by the experience with Sledgehammer, so I never sent a letter to Fox.
Well, Van Diver has offered to send us the entire DVD collection of Briscoe County Jr. Now, I will disclaim, I am maybe the world's biggest Bruce Campbell fan. I love Bruce Campbell. I have read everything that guy's ever said. If somebody brought me a cardboard cutout of Bruce Campbell for Christmas, I would hang it up proudly. I love the guy.
Yeah.
Every episode of Burn Notice, of course, all the Evil Deads, all the Ash versus Evil Dead. I have never seen
One
more
episode.
than 30 minutes of Briscoe County Jr. because it's very inaccessible. It should have been on Netflix years ago, and it never was. And I've just been sitting around being like, okay, how about that Briscoe County Jr. getting on here, guys? What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And it's not. So Van Diver, and Jackie's never seen it at all.
I've never seen it.
You
no.
are also a huge Bruce Campbell fan. You think he's the most handsome man that's ever existed.
Let's not go there.
This is in his
But
prime,
he is
too.
pretty handsome.
Yeah, prime.
This is
Bruce
in his
He's
Campbell.
got a
prime.
butt chin.
Yeah. So Van Diver, I think I'm going to take you up on it, but I think it's going to be an exchange. I think if you can come up with Briscoe County Jr. and send it to us, that's the nicest thing a fan's ever done for us, and I think that deserves you a guest spot on the show.
Or maybe we do an exchange with, we'll get him Sledgehammer.
No, I'm going to
Oh.
keep the sledgehammer for myself.
You're going to keep Sledgehammer too? Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
All right, let's talk about some movies. On streaming do's and don'ts this week, we've got 3, I guess. Not 2 full movies. On Stars, first up, Darkman 2, The Return of Durant.
Oh,
Should have stayed where he was.
Dead?
Yeah.
Yep.
We should have stayed where we were, outside,
Not watching that.
this. It sucked. It wasn't fun in any form.
I would have had more fun if I would have sat on a bee.
Ooh.
Okay, I think that's actually not that bad. I think I would have been willing to sit on a plate of thumbtacks
I don't know about that.
for just a couple seconds.
Yeah, but then who's going to pull them out of your buns?
I can pull them. Dude, it's thumbtacks. It's not that big of a deal.
Who was Vosloo? What's his name?
Yeah, Arnold Vosloo.
Arnold Vosloo replaced,
Which I don't dislike. I
well,
think he's okay, but this
didn't-
was not it.
No, they didn't give him anything to work with.
Did you see the first one, guys? Did
Yeah,
you?
they did because they used a bunch of it.
They did use a bunch of
that's
it.
true. God damn it. Oh, this shit's not... How you take something that Sam Raimi built, which is goofy and silly, and a shitload of goddamn fun, and then just be like, no, this is a straight-laced superhero right here. This guy's it.
And he wasn't even a straight-laced superhero. He was like a scientist again. Like, oh, we're going to figure out how to do the science so that I can be a superhero?
Ugh.
What?
No, not fun, silly, goofy, campy in any form. It was just plain boring and poorly written. The Mega Gun? You guys remember the Mega Gun that Durant gets?
Mega Gun sucks.
Oh, it sucked so bad. It's
just-
worse than a gun.
What was the math on that? It was like each gun was going to be worth like 20 million or something.
like that.
So there's be no reason to do anything except build these guns.
Right.
But they're like, oh, we'll sell some of these and then we'll get back to that lower margin crime.
Oh,
Ugh,
awful.
Well, you got to keep the street cred,
I guess.
or you won't be able to sell $20 million guns.
You gotta
just
keep-
use a gun.
Which here's the thing that you bring anybody back. The guy from L.A. Law. That's the guy.
Yeah,
oh,
the mentally handicapped character from L.A. Law. No offense to what's his name,
whoever.
the guy that plays Durant, but we didn't come to see Durant. We came to see fucking Sam Raimi, and you, sir, are no Sam Raimi, whoever directed this guy. And he did them sequential or not sequential. They shot them both at the same time. Durant 2, Darkman 2, and Darkman 3. Die Darkman Die.
Yes, with
Which-
Fahey.
This one was so goddamn shitty. I'm out on Darkman.
I have to do 3 just to see what they do with
Shot
Fahey.
by the same guy at the same time.
Maybe they put all the good stuff in the other one.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
with
so.
Sam. I would watch the third one just to see if they saved all the gems for the third one.
This was so shitty.
But I want to quit talking about this movie
Yeah,
because
okay,
I was
all
so
Don't.
bored with it.
Don't.
Don't.
Jackie didn't watch this one. Sam and I watched this on DVD, but it is available on YouTube. It's Kiyoma.
Kiyoma.
Oh, I've
Starring-
seen this.
You've seen
You've seen Kiyoma?
Ah, I got you
Oh, yeah.
guys. No, I have
Oh.
not.
Starring Franco Nero. You're the least favorite fan of Franco
Franco?
Nero, so I don't think you had.
Yeah. This,
Spaghetti Western.
We should start by saying that it's supposed to be Enzo Castellari's masterpiece. And I would say that if someone made an oil painting of a cat in a tuxedo that was 8 feet tall, you'd go, boy, that's something. But you wouldn't really call it a masterpiece either. And
No, it's like those dogs playing pool.
yeah, but then at the same time in a grand scale. So, I mean, even though I loved it, I'm enamored by it, and it is by far Enzo G. Castellari's best picture.
It's shot really well.
It's shot really well, but boy, does it not make any sense.
It makes no sense.
It is, if I hadn't seen El Topo, it would definitely be the weirdest Western movie I've ever seen.
Okay, yeah, I go for that. It's not the weirdest movie I've ever seen. It's a long ways from weirdest movie.
Yeah, but for Westerns, it's like time and space are sort of marginalized frequently. He looks like Kip Winger.
yes, he does. And he's supposed to be Indian, don't forget.
He's supposed to be Native American. It doesn't work. They sing the plot of the film poorly,
Very poorly. Franco Nero sings.
and he had to be drunk.
Oh man, it's the worst singing. But it's like he made it up while he was doing it.
Odd that you should say that,
Okay, all right.
because I liked it so much. I've been not talking to everybody about it for 2 weeks. So I had to read a bunch about it. They got so excited about making this picture, the two of them, Castellari and Nero, they started shooting 3 days before the script was supposed to be done,
Oh.
based upon the treatment that
Okay.
was written by one
right.
of the actors.
So they
And
just said, fuck it, let's step on the gas pedal?
so they're like, oh, they're just so excited. They start making this movie. The script shows up, and they're like, no, we're already they didn't like it, so they just tossed it and just kept on. Just
Oh.
kept making the movie that they decided to make.
So they're shooting without a script.
They're shooting with a 5-page treatment and using that as the loose basis for the film.
Very Peter Jackson-esque, which I'm like.
I
Go for shit,
go
man.
for shit.
Yeah.
And it totally makes sense knowing that, having seen it, because you're starting to, like, even you were like trying to piece together what was going on with the lady. And then by the end
witch.
of it, it's like, okay, wait, what? You just betrayed that entire thing that you did the whole movie just to like rear up on a horse and ride off without your shirt on, because that's the kind of picture they were making.
Is Keoma the most badass dude in a Western movie that's ever lived, though?
No, because he forgets how to fight for 5 minutes. Had he not done that, had he not forgotten how to
Okay.
fight and then remembered how to fight, bizarrely, I would
Bizarrely,
say,
yeah.
he
He gets his ass kicked bizarrely, too. It's like the guy that kicks his ass is barely even putting any effort into it. And the two guys that Keoma's whipped their ass before were like really good fighters.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Okay, all right. But he's pretty badass.
He's pretty badass.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't need to look at you to shoot you square between the eyes.
That is true. He can do it from behind the back
He can, wherever you're at, you're in danger of being shot.
by his eyes.
Or his gun
Just
without,
stare.
even if he's just like paying attention to something else, like, oh, that lady has a nice pair of legs, and he just shoots you, you're on the other side of the building.
Could be, yeah. He can throw a knife farther than Peyton Manning can throw a football.
Yes, he can throw a knife 648 yards and hit a bullseye.
Right in the heart. Dead guy.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, I'm going to give Keoma a total do. I liked it.
Yep.
Didn't love it, but I liked it a
I
lot.
loved it. I was enamored by it.
Okay. It's a lot of fun. It's very Italian.
It confirmed my suspicion, or almost confirms my suspicion, that Franco Nero makes his own costume decisions. And those decisions are bad.
And mostly shirtless. All right, last but not least, it's not a full movie, but it's been a big deal on the internet for a couple weeks. It's the Day the Clown Cried edit, 30-minute edit based off of a documentary, German documentary about the film. On YouTube, if you're not familiar with The Day the Clown Cried, Harry Shearer said that it was the most beautiful train wreck that he'd ever seen in his life, been locked away in a vault for a long time, and only a few people have seen it until now.
He called it the perfect object.
The perfect object.
It was so profound in its wrongness that it was perfection.
So, I've been waiting a long time for this thing. And I was told that it was never going to happen. And that it was going to be the most amazing bad movie that's ever existed. I no longer feel that way.
I don't. The 8 minutes of it that we got to see, I'm not even going to.
It was 30 minutes. Come on. Give it
They
some credit.
made up their own 30 of the actual film, and these aren't even the used shots. I read later that those were just outtakes. So they gave us 8 full minutes of outtakes from the movie. I reserve judgment.
You are saying that the shots that have Jerry Lewis in them are
Were
not the
necessarily
final cut.
No.
Well, that does change things.
Yes. I reserve judgment. I think that this thing was all speculative and no substance whatsoever.
Interesting. Jackie, do you want to tell us about your thoughts of the Day the Clown Cried edit?
Well, I don't know. It kind of changes my whole perception on it now that I know that those were outtakes and not necessarily in the movie. I didn't think it looked like it was that bad of a train wreck, honestly. The way that they portrayed it in this documentary, it seemed like it had a point A to point B. It had a progressive storyline. You could kind of tell what was going on. Is the subject matter hard? Absolutely.
Very, very, very tough.
Which I think is why most people have a hard time with this movie.
Right.
But I think that it looks like it's that big of a train wreck? I don't know. Now that I know that those were all outtakes, I'm going to have to reserve judgment as well.
Here's my thought is that if they're outtakes,
Even if there weren't, there's only 8 minutes of original footage
okay,
out of 2 hours.
if those are the things that aren't in the final edit, it usually means that they're the not good parts of a film that don't make it into the final edit because they're not that good. I was expecting Jerry Lewis to be awful. And I thought that from what I saw, I was like, this man's doing a fine job of acting. He's not great. He's not Laurence Olivier. But you know what he is? He's Jim Carrey in beautiful Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind. He's a goofball, a doofus that people don't want to see doing serious acting. And I thought that it looked like, from the outtakes, that he was really into this role. And the writing that I saw was strong. That if that writing scenes don't make it into the final edit, I have full faith that the final edit is better than the writing that I saw. So I'm now that I think about it, I think I'm going to flip my thought earlier to go, oh, well, I'm going to reserve judgment. No, I even feel that this is a better movie than what we even saw.
No, and when I say outtakes, they're alternative angles, say. The scenes will probably be used, but those weren't necessarily the shots.
Okay.
My main point is that I just cannot and will not see 8 minutes of 2 hours and go, oh, the other 98% of the movie obviously is okay because what I have seen here. It could be covered in, it could be like you taste a pepperoni off of a pizza and go, this is a good pizza. The rest of the pizza is covered in diarrhea.
So you're not even willing to state at all that this is in the realm of what we're about to watch.
I am stating that there is just not enough evidence to do anything except speculate, and I refuse to.
I think that it's a film that when most people's reactions are exactly what I told Jackie about it. Oh yeah, it's Jerry Lewis, hey lady, and he's playing a clown in Germany, and the Germans force him to entertain the kids and then march them to their death into a gas chamber, and it's in a vault. Nobody wants to watch it. That what I have just said makes people go, ooh, I'm fucking drawn to that. God, I've got to see it. Even though that the subject is something nobody wants to see. I think that we're going to eventually get this film. I think that what they've done is create more people are going to be like, oh, I've got to see this. What the fuck? Now that I know it's not Jerry Lewis going, hey lady, I think it's going to come out and eventually, in a few years, maybe, legal battles happen and get resolved eventually. People are going to see it and be like, you know what? That was really fucking hard to watch. Really, really hard to watch. In the same manner that Deer Hunter's hard to fucking watch.
Who's to say that there's not 45 minutes of him being a clown that is the worst Jerry Lewis that is what you're talking about?
Then I think that makes the character even fucking stronger. He's not even that good of a fucking clown. And the kids are so goddamn desperate that they need anything. That's an even stronger, sadder film.
You have now created a film in your mind that does not exist.
I should write it.
You should. But again, there's so little there. You're working purely on speculation.
I agree. I understand what you're saying. You can't fall asleep during half a fucking movie and then give it a don't on streaming do's and don'ts. You can't. That's the rules. But this is what we've got. I don't think it's going to be, my initial gut reaction is that this is not going to be the next thing that everybody thinks it's going to be. But I think even the edit is required viewing for bad movie fans. So I'm going to give it a do.
I think it's. I don't. I thought there wasn't enough there, and I thought that there was too much filling in the gaps with the old people and the stage acting, and it was kind of pretentious, and it was basically in YouTube. Sure. It's one of those YouTube edits. There's like the pre-release of something where, like, say Star Wars, you're like, well, here's what we know, and then they zoom in on little bullshit, like, this obviously means this, and this obviously means that. And 2 weeks later, everyone forgets how stupid it was because they saw the movie and forgot about it. But I don't like to get wrapped up in those here's what we know things. I'm just going to wait.
Jackie, final thoughts on the day that the clown cried edit.
I'm with Sam. I'm not going to judge something based off of 8 minutes of footage that I've seen that I know now maybe it didn't even make it into the film. So I'm going to say I'm going to reserve judgment.
So you're going to tell our fans to skip it?
I'm going to say I thought the documentary was interesting. If we're just talking about the documentary.
Well, we didn't watch the documentary. Talk about the 30-minute edit that we're talking about.
Right, the 30-minute edit thing. I thought that was interesting, and I think it's worth a watch. So I'm going to say watch the 30-minute thing, but I'm not going to make a decision on the movie itself.
Okay. We're going to skip the wild card this week. So, Sam, why don't you tell us about Troll 2?
Made in 1990. I guess we'll start with Claudio.
Claudio
Fragasso,
Fragasso,
who I called Fabrizio
It's
2 weeks ago because I always forget his name,
seems more right than what I had just said.
which doesn't bother me because from what I've seen of him, seems like he can be a real asshole, this guy.
Well, he speaks English, but he barely bothers with people's names, so fuck him.
Sort of speak. I think he pretends to speak English.
Yeah.
He started working as a writer and assistant director before getting some second unit work and some uncredited directed sequences in various Bruno Mattei films.
Ooh, I like Bruno.
I like Bruno as well. He has worked more under assumed names than his own. For Monster Dog and many others, he takes his favored moniker of Clyde Anderson. For Troll 2, he goes by Drake Floyd. He can also be credited as various versions that are kind of like his own name, and at least one other point, Werner Knox.
Werner Knox.
Werner Knox.
That's crabby.
Hey, maybe it was a German movie, right? That's another thing, is he's always sort of working in foreign markets, pretending to be part of that market.
Yeah.
This film was apparently either made or sequestered halfway through production to capitalize on the minimal success of Troll. I should think that calling Troll a minimal success is maximum generosity.
Nice.
That show is shit if you've ever seen it.
You know what the crappy thing is that I have never seen Troll, and I've heard it's not as amazing as this one, but I've also heard that it's worth an episode.
It's shit.
It's total shit.
And I just don't know, like, there was no popularity there.
No.
None whatsoever. But
it's like saying that Ator was popular.
shit's awesome.
It is awesome, but
Either way, this film was possibly supposed to be about goblins, but became the sequel to a film that is completely unrelated, and it cannot be understated that there are no trolls in this film, nor is this a sequel to a very bad movie about a troll.
Mm-hmm.
The film was written by Fragasso and his wife, Rosella Drudy. Drudy got the idea for this tepid horror when two of her friends became vegetarians. Drudy and Fragasso may not have known, but Jell-O is most assuredly made from animal byproducts.
that is true.
It is not whatsoever vegetarian in nature. Rather than write the film in Italian and then have it haphazardly translated back to English, Fragasso and Drudy would just do their best to write it in English, despite knowing only fragments of the language.
Now, I'm going to rewind you just a little bit back to that
Sure.
Jell-O.
All right.
Do you think that they were like, because I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to throw them under the bus for the Jell-O thing, because tofu is 100% for vegetarian.
Vagine.
Right next to Marine in Essos is Vergarian. Daenerys Targaryen's headed there next. I'm just going to fuck up some shit in Vergarian. Tofu is vegetarian.
It's made from soy, though.
It's made from soy.
Yeah.
But it's, from my understanding, it's a little bit more expensive than Jell-O. So with a budget film, you just get the Jell-O and hope your audience is stupid and they don't know the difference.
I guess.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. I didn't realize that Jell-O was made out of animal products.
It's ground up cow hooves.
Yeah.
Yum.
Nummy. I think there's bones in there, too. Who knows?
It's delicious.
It is. And do you know there's no calories in Jell-O?
I did not know
That's
that.
why there's
With
only
the sugar?
Well, if you put sugar in it, but the
Okay, so
sugar-free
sugar-free
Jell-O.
Jell-O, yeah.
Yeah. The gelatin itself is calorie-free.
Delicious.
Yes.
Toss that shit in my pool and have a fun time.
Well, after doing a very poor job of writing the script in English, Fragasso and Andretti would hold very brief casting calls with up to 7 other non-English speaking Italians, all of whom would later be described as heavy smokers. All of the cast thought that they were auditioning for extras and stand-ins. Nope, you're going to be the stars. Dentist George Hardy was cast because the large, surly group of heavy smokers liked his enthusiasm, not because they could understand the language he was speaking. I can't stress enough that none of these people spoke English. When shooting would finally commence, the costume designer was the only person who spoke both English and Italian, and it would have to translate for everybody. At one point, the cast, mostly through the costume designer, would request to ad-lib lines with the same intent rather than deliver the nonsense that was written down. Fragasso was angry and forbade any alterations to the script, and then was just generally ill-tempered for the rest of the shoot. At one point, he became so agitated that he refused to interact with anyone who spoke English, including the costume designer, who was an Italian national. So then he would start sending her messages, so the whole thing became this giant game of telephone.
That's how you make a movie, over the phone.
Now for the cast, Deborah Reed, and I will use this term loosely, was cast as the witch. Was tasked with providing her own wardrobe. Don Packard was brought in as the drugstore owner. He was apparently actually quite insane and been in and out of the loony bin prior to production, but the other guy didn't show up, so they just put him in front of the camera.
Usually it's the guy behind the camera that's insane.
I think that they were both insane, and that's why Packard never delivered any of the lines that were written on the script, but it wasn't a problem, probably because he didn't ask.
He's just trying to bite his elbows.
And, Claudio doesn't know because he doesn't speak English that he's not saying
That's
the
how
lines.
Americans are. They're
It's like,
just
this
elbow
guy
biters.
here, he knows what's going on. You should take a page from his book.
Also bite your elbows.
Yeah. Michael Stevenson would play the protagonist, if there is such a thing in this film. He would then go on to make Best Worst Movie, about the experience in the making of this film. I won't roll through the whole cast, but the remaining notables are Connie Young, who plays the older sister. She remains to be the only actress in a major role that I have ever seen murder every single one of her lines.
Absolutely.
She doesn't even get close to delivering one properly.
Not a chance. She couldn't be bothered to show up. She was so embarrassed for the rest of her life. Unfortunately for this poor young woman. I'm sure she's a really nice lady.
Yeah.
She was so embarrassed that she wasn't even in the film Best Worst Movie. Everybody else was like, oh yeah, dude, I'm touring circuits and getting autographs and doing my thing, speaking at science fiction conventions and stuff, nerd cosplay things. She will not address anybody about this film.
She didn't even see it until it was on HBO after the fact. Yeah. Darren Ewing, whose famous scene, or The Line, has been viewed on YouTube over 4 million times. Later in the same scene, he would get turned into a tree. For this sequence, to get him to hold still, they screwed his shoes down and laced him up tight. And then they left his ass in that planter for 14 hours.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Bye.
Bye.
Graph's over here.
You gotta know that they weren't even shooting him half the time.
No, 14 hours? No. They shot this thing in like 3 weeks.
And there's only like 4 shots of him once he becomes the tree.
Right.
Ugh.
He just was there.
They were
Guys?
just making him hold his bathroom.
Claudio is...
Guys! It left me.
What a crazy asshole. Robert Ormsby plays Grandpa Seth, and that Grandpa Seth makes no sense whatsoever.
No, Grandpa Seth is awesome.
Keep an eye out for The Lost Yellow Shirt,
Okay.
the quite actually insane Don Packard, Jell-O, and Popcorn.
Popcorn. Sexy, sexy popcorn.
The yellow shirt will be that one of the characters, one of the teenage boys, has a yellow shirt that he loses halfway through shooting, and it was not apparently a rare. It was like a Malibu or something. We'll see what kind of shirt it was, but it would have been replaceable. And then they were just like, go get your own new yellow shirt. This one's good, and it's not even the same color yellow. And so he just has a different yellow shirt on after that.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, the film is not streaming anywhere, but it is bouncing back and forth. I noticed Netflix just put a bunch of shit back on their queue that was on there when this started streaming. So I wouldn't be surprised if Troll 2 is coming back on Netflix at any point in time. So just make sure you watch it at that point if you haven't seen it. In the meantime, get to the jobber. Fans of Stinker Madness, iTunes thinks you don't like us. What? How is that possible? Well, it's because you haven't given us a review yet. Go to Stinker Madness on iTunes and take just a couple seconds to rate and review us there. While you're at it, hit up Stitcher.com as well. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter @/Stinker Madness and email us at talk@stinkermadness.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening and get to the chopper.